What was our best performance then?
I'd argue our best performance was against Brentford.
You're smoking crack. Okay, so you're smoking crack.
No, that's a good point. It's actually a good point. I was going to say Brentford.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Jords, why are we lying?
No.
Bro?
And it's funny because
serious. I said it on my
exactly
channel as well.
That was one of our most comfortable wins across the full season where we actually
comfortable.
That was what, like, it wasn't comfortable in the sense that
we managed the game. We managed the game.
We actually managed the game in that one. That was the one game where you thought, okay, Spurs actually
everyone praised Andros for that game because he said he finally done what we asked and just played a balanced team.
No disrespect, Jay. No disrespect, Jay. Right? There's. I'm sorry, but don't listen to this whole thing about you don't work hard. Most creative midfielders don't really are a bit more lazy.
You
shouldn't have to.
We're not in 2010.
You shouldn't have to.
No, 2010. No. 2010. That's not a loop. That's just not a loop.
You shouldn't have to be
all the
going
best number 10s in the world work hard. They do work hard. You look at every 10 in all the teams right now. They are runners. They are work. Liverpool's number 10 was Szoboszlai last year. He's one of the hardest workers in the Premier League.
He's a different sort of player.
We're not going to be told. All right, McAllister. They're different players, but I'm not going to be told that number 10s are allowed to be luxury. We're not in the world. We're not in 2013 anymore. There's no more Ozils, no more David Silvas. You don't have luxury players in your team no more. Everybody has to work hard. So I'm not hearing this. Madison don't need. You're looking like that. Name me a team that has a luxury player right now. Who has?
I'm letting you cook. I'm letting you cook. I'm letting you cook.
Finish your point, a player bro. Right now who's luxury in the Premier League.
Why can't Madison? He doesn't have to be luxury. Where's this luxury coming from?
Because you're saying that players like a number. Alex alluded to, a player that doesn't need to work hard. He's a number 10. He's talking about a luxury player. That's what I mean in the reference of. That's a luxury player is a number 10 that don't need to work hard because.
Do you think that's luxury, Alex? Did you mean luxury, Alex? Because George is saying luxury.
That's the term I'm using. That's the term I'm using. They're luxury players.
I don't think he should be. I don't think he should be targeted as someone that doesn't work hard. That's what I'm saying because I think he works hard.
I didn't say that he didn't work hard. I'm just saying for what we need in our midfield. What we've been complaining about for the last 3 seasons is how overexposed our midfield is, how easily overrun our midfield is. You can't play. Maybe for 30, 40 minutes you can play Kulu and Madders together in that when you're going after a game. But if you start a game with Kulusevski and Maddison in that midfield, we will go in at half time 2-0 down or 1-0 down, 100%. And the whole thing with me now is that now we've got Frank. I prefer to see a more pragmatic. I want to see 2 midfielders sitting there in front of the centre backs and just let the number 10 move, which is why I guess you could say we do need a bit more of a mobile 10, which is why James Maddison can't afford to be on a slacking. I need him zipping and zapping, but we've got him out now, so.
I don't even know why we're having the Maddison conversation. Madison's not going to be out for the next 9 months. He's out. We're not even seeing. Let's have it right. Maddison's going to be. It's going to be another season where we get a 33% of Maddison. Yeah, again. For the 3rd season in a row. This is the problem with the player. And why I want to get rid of the player? Because he's a 33% man. We got told this when he had this stuff, and we're now seeing this. When do you think Maddison's going to be available? When are we going to see him? When do we get? In fact, this is the better question. When do you actually think we'll finally get to see the best of Maddison in a Spurs?
This is where I agree. I don't think we're going to see him this season the way it looks like.
We probably won't see it. To be fair, we probably won't see it.
So
and do you think if we sign another number 10, that number 10 is going to sit behind the ranking in Maddison? No, they're going to be playing.
But George, I've been on this channel saying that we needed another 10 to help phase Maddison out. So what are we doing here?
My point here is that you keep defending Maddison like you want him to play.
Maddison.
I'm not understanding. Why do you think that Maddison's going to no? We know Maddison's not going to play.
I'm not defending Maddison. I think you're overrating Kulusevski.
So you defend Maddison because I overrate Kulusevski, you're defending Maddison.
No, because you said that Kulu was our best creator in the team. You're obviously comparing him to the other creators in the team.
Well, but
the problem is that we've got no.
So what the fuck are we doing here, bro?
We were actually talking about Grealish, and then Kulu came in the conversation. You brought Maddison unprovoked because you wanted to defend your guy.
No, Mr. Box Office said that. No, Mr. Box Office said Maddison's our best creator, and you said no, it's Kulu. So let's stop the cat, bro. The stream is there.
No, that's after. You're talking about way after. We started off with Grealish, and then we talked about. We're talking about Grealish,
again, I think we can say this. When he's fit and he's flying, which is very rare, Maddison is our best creator.
Yes,
However, due to consistency, and what we get, like who gives us more, we can't sit here and deny the fact that Kulusevski has, and look, the injuries are not Maddison's fault. You can't blame a man for getting injured, right? You can't blame the guy for being injured all the time. But the reality is that Maddison is hardly ever fit. They told us this before we signed him as well. They told us that you're gonna miss him for 4 months of the season, 2 to 4 months of the season. He's gonna turn up in games. He's going to probably score a brace here and there and do some flashy moments, but he isn't the guy in terms of consistency. And we have to be real here. If we're talking about the whole reason we get onto Solanke and we call Solanke doo-doo is because he's inconsistent. And Maddison's performances, even though he did put up some decent numbers last season, his performances aren't as consistent as Kulusevski's at the moment. Now, that could change. That could easily change. He could come back from injury and be the best player in the Premier League for all we know. But as of now, Kulusevski is our most important creator because his availability is... If it wasn't for his availability, then maybe I'd say Maddison, bro.
I mean, he's out for January, so... War availability right there.
Well, let's be real. How many times have we lost Kulusevski for
No. That's so shameless of you. Man got injured in May, and now he's injured until what? He's injured till the new year. What can we do about that? Man got injured, bro, and in May last season. What do you want him to do?
War availability, by the way.
Point every season.
War availability.
Your guys are gonna be around in February, March again, and then we're gonna be like, hey. Maddison is back, people. You know, come on, another season with Maddison.
If all I ever hear is narrative talk when it comes to players, I know people are lying and bullshit, and that's all I gotta say, bro.
I'm telling you how I feel, man. You know what I'm saying? That I got that yellow shirt coming with Kulusevski's name on the back. G, I'm just being real. That's my guy, bro. You know,
so that's why we get it.
We know Madders is E's guy. That's quite clear, you know.
The problem everybody's got
narratives. Narrative talking.
No, narrative. No, E. This ain't narrative.
It's narrative.
It's facts. It's
narrative. I've been on your channel more than Jay's channel. You know that I want Maddison phased out. So this is narrative.
And also, you've been on my channel arguing about Madders. I've got clips from 6 months ago doing this same argument.
From a few days ago. What about clips from like 3 days
6 months ago? To say that you've been defending Maddison for over 6 months. That's what I care about.
What about clips for 3 days ago when I said we need Maddison phased out the team, we need another 10? What about the clip from 3 days ago?
No.
But again, narrative talk.
You're Maddison sympathizer.
You see the narratives, right?
No. You're Maddison sympathizer.
You see the narratives. That's all I gotta say, man.
He's a Maddison sympathizer.
You know what I'm saying? He's acting like this is a rival panel. These are 5 Spurs fans. You're not getting away with this narrative talk, bro. You
are a Maddison sympathizer.
No, I just don't overrate Kulusevski. That's what I just don't dick suck Swedish players like you in the chat, bro, or some of the people like Jacob in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I don't do that, man.
Wow.
I like 2 of them.
That's what I do, and apparently Jay as well because he's got his shirt in there. So we'll add him to the mix.
All I'm gonna say, if Maddison
has
done his ACL,
what are we doing here?
If Maddison has done his ACL, he ain't going to be back to any sort of player like he has been for 18 months. So the fact that we're sitting here having this conversation is crazy if that's the case, because it's the same with Bentancur. Everyone was like, oh, he's come back, he ain't been all that. Everybody said with an ACL, it takes them nearly over a year, maybe 18 months to get anywhere near the level. And if Maddison comes back and is not at the level that he's been at, then he ain't going to be in and around this team anyway. So this is just a crazy... We ain't even going to get the facts because... He's going to be nearly 2 years before we start seeing the best of him anyway. So this is all just nuts. Kulusevski, the fact is, between the 2 different players, you're right in terms of they create differently. They do. They're different type of creators. And when they're both on form, they're ridiculous. Like Kulusevski was getting player of the year shots at the start of the season because he was ridiculous. But the facts is that Maddison isn't available enough, and Kulusevski's work rate means that he will play more often than not in different formations and different teams because he works his absolute nuts off, which is one of the reasons why he got injured. It's probably one of the reasons why his form dipped off. I can see Frank absolutely loving this guy because he works his absolute nuts off. And going to the whole 10s, Damsgaard used to run because that's what's required in a Frank system. So I don't think Madders would have had an unbelievable role. I think he's got great potential, but he would have had to work harder. And you're right. Alex said earlier about his running, and we're not sure about that because he was always brought off after 60 minutes. And Ange wouldn't have just brought him off for banter. He was bringing him off because he weren't working hard enough. So I think that's the bottom line, is that both of them are good. Are either of them good enough? Is the question to levels we want to get to. They're either not available enough, not consistent enough, or not creative enough. That's the bottom line. That's why we need an Eze. That's why we need Kudus. That's why we need these sorts of players.
No, that's the bottom line there. Look, that's why we need a new 10, because ultimately we ain't going to see either of these players in a Spurs shirt for the next couple months. And neither of them are going to be playing in the 10. And when Kulu does come back, to be fair, I think Ghosted did make a fair point. He injured his knee as well. So Kulu may not come back to the same form. Kulu may not be the same player when he comes back. He may be a shadow of himself. And, you know, this may be a pointless conversation because it's true. Kulu may not come back